I've had a few weeks off and I've been trying to work out what the plan is. I've got some tough decisions to make. We're going to be selling a load of these guitars that are by my side. I don't want to sell this. Because I buy all the guitars, that's my USP. It's an independent voice in this sea of that you're fed on YouTube. A sewer, isn't it? Bursting forth of paid opinions. The one piece of good advice I could give myself is, well, don't f it up. We want to keep it going, don't we? We'd like to. Hello, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Guitaristas and Happy New Year to you. Hope you had a good one back then. I know it was a few weeks ago now, wasn't it? But I've been off, haven't I? Did you miss me? I missed you. A little bit anyway. But it's good to be back. 2025, innit? Yeah, 2025. And beginning of the year, I think, well, I always spend some time trying to work out what the fuck I'm doing, really. Yeah. How did I get here? What am I playing at? And that's why this film's called The Rise and Fall of My Guitar Ponzi Scheme. Because we'll get into it a little bit more later, in more detail, but it started as nothing really, an idea, and we've got, it's something, but I don't really know what it is or where it's going. And I'd like it to go somewhere, but I've got some tough decisions to make kind of going forward. This time of year, and well, if you've followed the channel for a while, you'll know, I always sell off a load of guitars to finance this venture, this Ponzi scheme. Do you know what a Ponzi scheme is? A Ponzi scheme, I'll put the description of it up on the screen somewhere. I don't know where it'll fit, but somewhere. Okay, so this is what the interweb says it means. This is the actual meaning. To me, it means throwing everything at a project, throwing good money after bad in the vain hope that at the end of the day, it'll all add up and there'll be more money coming in than there is going out. With a genuine Ponzi scheme, I don't think that can ever happen, is it? Because there's never any real income coming in. And I'm beginning to think that running a YouTube channel is pretty much like that as well. So this film, what we're going to be doing essentially is we're going to be selling a load of these guitars that are by my side, and I'm going to be playing a load of them as well. That's the plan. And we'll be doing a little bit of soul searching. Look at what the options are, maybe. We want to keep it going, don't we? We'd like to. Let's see if we can. Let's try to. Okay. Let's get stuck in first, though, and look at the first guitar that you could buy to help support this guitar Ponzi scheme. This is obviously one that I don't really have a problem selling. I can't really explain why. I'm not keen on PRSs, you know, but it sounds great. And when I play it, I think, fucking hell, what a great guitar. It really is a great guitar. It really is a great guitar, this. And it's a budget guitar. I bought this used. I think I paid $3.50 for it. And I'll probably sell it for $3.50. It's a really, really nice guitar. But I have an aversion to the headstock and to the design, just that design. And a lot of you understand it and a lot of you don't understand it. Nothing wrong with this guitar at all. Yeah, it sounds good. Sounds good. This is the first one. I'm listing this actually this week. And all these guitars are going to be listed on my website, theguitaristas.com, where you can go and maybe buy this. This is the first one, PRS Soapbar SE2. Lovely guitar. It could be yours. If it's still for sale, it's on theguitaristas.com. So getting quick. Next. Well, next up, I was planning on selling the heavily modified Stratosonic, which, if you watched I think I made 2 films on this one, the review and then the upgrade, where I upgraded. All I did on this was it was a bit. I did the bridge. I changed the Epiphone bridge that you get on these Squires as standard. I changed it for a Faber Germany wrap tail bridge, and I changed the pups. This is now a Gibson P90, genuine Gibson P90, and this is a Murray's Mini Humbucker. I wired it to the original pots, and sadly, I plugged it in yesterday to discover that it's not working. That one is. It's not. Because it's got the original coil splits, and stupidly I left them in, and it's not working properly. So this I'm gonna hang on to this for a little while, and I'll probably make another film on the channel where I actually replace the pots and try and fix it. I really do like doing stuff like that. I really enjoy it. You know, part of my drive for making these films is obviously the enjoyment that I get, the passion that I have for guitars. Just like you lot, I certainly like buying budget guitars and mucking around with them, modifying them. So I really enjoy that sort of thing. Oftentimes though, you find that it's my core audience, you probably that's still watching now, you like that sort of stuff. Most of you do, and you watch. But those films, they never get the clicks. They never get big clicks, you know, in terms of the scheme of things. I mean, I do pretty well on this channel. I'm not moaning about that, and I am grateful for every click. But there's, you know, maybe half of you, or half of the audience, click on stuff like mods and upgrades, and you know, you're a bit fussy sometimes, and ultimately, because YouTube is all about clicks and views, that's all that matters for the ad revenue. We're always being guided towards the films that get more views, because that's what matters. So, you know, that's one of the frustrations that I suppose I'm talking about this week. You know, it's not as much fun as it could be sometimes, because you're constantly having to think about which films will perform best rather than what you'd like to do. Selfish as it sounds. So anyway, having said all of that, I will do this anyway, because a lot of people say you just have to go with that. So sometimes they're not going to do as well as others, you know. But it's part of the frustration of being a guitar YouTuber, or any YouTuber. I think it's the same, you know. YouTubers are not a happy bunch. They're all having this whinge, you know. It's a struggle. Anyway, let's have a look at a guitar that I am going to sell. Oh, what should we do next? Let's do this one. I'm not even going to attempt to tune and play this one. If you fancy this, a real cheap Kramer Pacer Classic, you'll invest some time learning how to tune it and keep it in tune. And apparently, once you've invested that time, they're spot on, they're brilliant. This, I've only ever tuned it up once and kept it in tune and played it in the review. Check out the review. I'll put a link in the description box. It's a great little guitar, proper little rocker. If you want to expand your styles, perhaps like I tried to do, this is a cool little thing. It was a couple £100 I got it for. So I'm going to sell these guitars. I mean, this was a budget bargain, I think. A bargain bucket. Bargain bucket, no, that's KFC, isn't it? This was a cheap guitar. A couple £100. That's probably what I'll sell it for. So if you fancy a laugh, and you might actually know all about these Floyd Rosey things, in which case it's a perfect little guitar for you. Or if you want to expand your horizons, here you go. There's another one. This is on theguitaristas.com for sale now. The Heritage H150, the Ascent, the cheap one. No pedals. Oh, there's a little bit of compression on it actually. CS3, the compression sustainer. Clone. Yeah, so let's turn that off. I really liked it. I mean, it was, again, a real cheap guitar. I had no problems with it at all, but I did have a few people in the comments have bought this, not this one, but this model, and have said that they had issues with the frets and stuff, you know, and various QC issues. Well, I didn't. There's nothing wrong with this one, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, I mean, I'm not overly fussy. I play around problems, but I had no problems with this one at all, as fret-wise or anything. So it's a really nice little guitar for it's a bolt-on, this one. This is yeah, and I think oh yeah, made in China. Heritage cutaway. Nice little guitar, nice cheap little guitar if you fancy that. It's on theguitaristas.com now, or it was, unless it's sold. Go and have a look and find out. One of the things I said about this guitar in the review is option paralysis. I think there's 10 different sounds, and it screws my mind. You know, give me 3 settings and I'll choose 1 or 2 that I might like. It's a fabulous guitar. This really is a really good example of the problem that I have now with this channel. The guitars that I really like to keep. This was my guitar of the year last year. For various reasons, you know, quality versus cost versus sound versus style. This was the one that I thought really deserved the accolade of the Guitaristas Guitar of the Year 2024. So why the fuck would I want to sell it? Well, I don't want to sell it, but I've got guitars. I've got a lot of guitars, and I genuinely don't get time to play them, all my guitars, or a lot of my guitars, like I used to before I started the channel. Before I started the channel, I was playing in a band, and that gave me an opportunity to at least, you know, play these things in anger. I don't get a chance to do that anymore. I haven't got time to do that anymore. So there's no use for this at the moment. So it might as well go to a good home. So it's one of the frustrations. I don't want to sell this, but needs must. So this is now on theguitaristas.com. And the same goes for this one. This was my budget guitar of the year last year. And it's a great guitar, and I'd dearly love to hang on to it, but it's not going to get played, so it may as well go to a new home. This is another cheap guitar. Fabulous neck on this, if you like chunky necks. If you don't like chunky necks, avoid it. But if you like chunky necks, you know, profile's all in the review, so if you want to check out how chunky it is, check out the review. But a nice, great guitar. Nice, great. That's that one. Enough of that. Yeah, this guitar. So this really, I suppose this encapsulates, is that the word, the problem. Because when this film's come about because I thought, oh, January, I need to sell some guitars. What guitars am I going to sell? I sold loads of my collection this time last year. When I started this channel 4 years ago, I had about 60 guitars. Now, it's down to, with this lot, if this lot sell, it's down to about 35. So you can see it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable because I sold off some high value guitars last year. I haven't really got any high value guitars that I'm prepared to sell at this point, and this, well, I paid 1,200 quid for it. So really, in the scheme of things at the moment, this is a high value guitar, and I've got to think, well, I have to sell it because 1,200 quid could buy a few guitars to review, and that's the problem. I was really, if you saw the review, there's only a few weeks ago that I got this. Really pleased I got it. I've been after one of these. Well, I wanted one, but too expensive, you know, blah, blah, blah. And when I saw this on a special deal for 1,200, like 500 quid off the retail, I thought, yeah, excellent. I can get that. I really like it. I want it. I'll have it. And I've only had it a few weeks, and I've got to sell it really, as you know, because if I keep it, well, we won't be having any guitar reviews or many guitar reviews. And what I'd like to do, I think, you know, this channel, the kind of the bread and butter. The bread and butter, I don't know if that's the right phrase to use, but the bread and butter is reviews, really. I'm known for reviews, I think. Or I think, you know, it's a big part of what we do here, isn't it? Because it's shill-free, it's not sponsored, because I buy all the guitars, that's my USP. And that's the thing, I've got to keep doing that, because people, they do tell me that they can trust what I say. And a lot of people, a lot of you have bought guitars on my say so. No pressure on me, but you know what you're getting here, don't you? If I like something, I say I like something, and if I don't like something, I say I don't like something, and I also say it's only my opinion. So, you know, it is my USP, and I think that we can build on that on this channel, providing we can afford to keep buying guitars, and that's the problem. It's not sustainable as it is. So that's what we're going to discuss. What we're going to do about it. I've made, you know, I've got a lot to. Well, I've got too much to say on the matter as always. I've made some notes, so I'm gonna refer to these notes because I want to just get the key facts out there, so that you know where we're going this year. If you follow the channel, you know, I mean, if you're still watching now, you clearly have an interest in what we're doing and what I'm planning to do for 2025. This one, yeah, I'd love to keep it. I really would love to keep it, and I have been playing this a little bit. I did say I'd starting to learn some slide. It's not going very well, but the key with slide is I'm trying to learn slide in standard tuning. That's as far as I've got. You know, sorry, I had to do that. The thing is, certain guitars inspire you to do certain things. So I thought, well, that'd be good. But I mean, honestly, I can do that on any. I can make that racket on any guitar. So I can't justify keeping this just for that. I could justify keeping it because it's bloody gorgeous. It does sound good as well. But I got this guitar on a special deal. I got this for 500 quid off. What I'd like to do is be able to pass on those savings to someone out there. So I'm selling this for 1,200 quid. It's going. It's being listed on guitaristas.com, or it's been listed on guitaristas.com. If it's still available, it could be yours. If you're in the UK, incidentally, all these guitars I've activated, yeah, that's the word, shipping in the UK. If you're outside the UK and you want to buy it, it'll tell you there's no shipping available. So email me and we can maybe work something out wherever you are in the world. I'm prepared to ship if you're prepared to pay. So this one's going. I should say at this point, if you are a subscriber on the TV channel, all the films that go out on YouTube drop about 12 hours earlier on the TV channel. So one of the perks as a subscriber to the TV channel is that you get first dibs. You know, you'll know about this before anyone on YouTube. So you get the first opportunity to buy it, you know, if you want. So that's just one of the perks there. So making this film this week has been really helpful, actually, because I've had a few weeks off and I've been trying to work out what the plan is for the new year. And I'm thinking, you know what, I might have to go to alternate weeks, just a film every other week, and do something else in the other time to bump up the income. Maybe start another YouTube channel based around motorbikes, which is my other passion. I keep thinking, oh, should I do that? Should I do that? Maybe that's what I need to be doing. Guitars one week, Guitaristas Garage the next week. you know, I'm still thinking, I don't know, but I don't want to destroy something beautiful, which is this, you know, the Guitaristas guitar channel. I think, you know, the one piece of good advice I could give myself is, well, don't fuck it up. don't change what I'm doing, because it seems to be working. But I just need to be able to, well, as I've said, I need to be able to finance it a little bit better. The guitar reviews, which I think I might have said are probably my bread and butter, I'd like to do more of those. I'd like to do more because, you know, it's an independent voice in this sea of bollocks that you're fed on YouTube. You know, it's like a sewer, isn't it? Bursting forth of paid opinions. Yeah, that's what we'll call them. And so I think it'd be nice to have this independent voice where we can review guitars. But I can't afford to buy a lot of these guitars. You know, there's so many guitars. I mean, loads of people have asked me. Review the new Les Paul Modern. You know, I can't. It's $2,000 or something. You know, I do it a lot. I do buy these guitars a lot. You know, I buy a lot. This one's actually, I've got a deal on this, so this one doesn't count. But there's a lot of those guitars that I've bought, you know, 1,500 quid, and I lose money on them when I sell them. So I'm probably making a net loss on that actual film, let alone overall, you know. So, yeah, Les Paul Modern. People keep asking Reverend guitars. I'd love to buy and review a Reverend guitar, but you know what, 800-900 quid, you know, that's a lot of money. So what I really want to do, this is my plan. Okay, I'll get to the point. This is what I've decided to do, and I need your help basically. I want to be able to buy these guitars, and I want to be able to flip them. And if I get discounts, you know, I want to be able to pass that on to you. So if I go and buy a Les Paul Modern, you know, I want to flip it, and you know, you get the benefit of maybe a discount anyway, because it's been used and abused by me for a couple of weeks. But I need your help to do that. So the first thing you can do is go to the website and buy one of these guitars, if you fancy one, or just buy some merchandise. Buy a mug, buy a T-shirt, hoodie. There's only a couple of hoodies left, so I don't know if they're going to continue. But there's mugs and T-shirts, so buy some merch. That really helps the channel. The second thing you can do is keep watching every week, religiously, regardless of whether or not you think you might like what I'm talking about. Please watch every week, and if you haven't got time to watch, just play it in the background, because that really helps YouTube algorithm. Tells it that, yeah, people like what I'm doing, and it'll push the channel out to more people, and it'll grow. And that minuscule ad revenue that I get from YouTube will gradually get a little bit bigger. But the other thing, the main thing that has sustained this channel to this point, since I launched it 3 years ago, is the subscription TV channel, theguitaristas.tv. I think it fits there. Theguitaristas.tv. It was my version. It's my own version of like people do Patreon, don't they? Which is like, you know, sort it's like that, but I think it's better because it's a proper video platform. It's all based on the Vimeo platform, and this is what it looks like. It's all the content on YouTube, but without any adverts. So look, here's all the films on YouTube, and then there's all these extras. Every now and then, when I get a minute, I'll do a little vlog or I'll do a little extra. So there are these extras that you can see, and then there's extras and more extras. Yeah, more extras. Bonus guitar jams. So what I do is isolate a lot of the jams, and there's about 50 of those on there now. And then there's this forum as well. So if you like talking bollocks about guitars and you want to share pictures of your guitars or tell us what gear you've bought or you want to buy, this is where that all happens. So it's it's a resource, and it's really all about supporting the guitaristas and me enabling me to continue making these films. It's $50 for a full year's subscription, or $5 a month, or the currency equivalent wherever you are in the world, because we're spread globally, us lot, we're all over the place, us guitar addicts. So you could really consider signing up to there. That makes a massive difference. I'll be honest with you, on YouTube I've got 70,000 subscribers now, 70,000. On the guitaristas.tv, I've got a little over 300 subscribers there. But let me tell you, that channel represented 40% of my income last year from those 300 odd subscribers. 40% of my income came from that. So it makes a massive difference. And if you could imagine, if I have a push now, I get an extra 200 or 300 subscribers, or maybe 500 more subscribers on the TV channel. Can you imagine what we could do? We could buy that Gibson Les Paul Modern. We could review it. We could sing its praises or criticize it or whatever it deserves, and then I can flip it, maybe at a discount for your benefit, because you've helped to buy it. So that's kind of what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try and build the subscription based on the TV channel, and we're going to try and carry this on a weekly basis, doing exactly what we've been doing without fucking it up. So if you can afford $50 and you think that what I put out every week is good value, entertainment, like, pretty much, it's not every week, is it? But, if you think that's worth $50 a year, please consider going over there now and signing up. Sign up for a year. It's done then, isn't it? You got access for a year, or $5 a month, whatever suits you. theguitaristas.tv. That's my shout out to. Really, I'm putting it out there to you. I'm saying if you lot like this enough and want to see it continue, we need to do this. Or the alternative may well be, if that doesn't happen, I will probably have to make less films on YouTube and spend the other time, the other weeks doing something else to earn income, because I have to earn a living, and I can't end up in a year's time without any guitars left, So if you can afford it, if you can't afford it, I understand that. So again, whatever it is you do, please keep watching and keep commenting, liking, subscribe on YouTube if you haven't already. All these things matter. Okay, so if you can do any of those things, or have done any of those things, thank you. I'm going to end it now, because I think that's enough. This is a shout out. If you can do your bit to help, I really appreciate it. And I'll see you next week. I will be here. Yeah. Cheers for now. Ta-da.